My next guest is going to be back in action against Aaron Phillips at UFC Fight Night on July 24th. It is Cameron Else joining me here on the program for the very first time. Cameron, how's it going, man?
Yeah, it's going good, mate.
Good to hear. If I'm not mistaken, is this your first time fighting in Vegas? I was looking at your career. I think this is the first time.
Yeah, first time fighting in Las Vegas.
That's great.
Fighting in the States, to be honest. I fought all over, but haven't managed to fight in America yet. So,
are you excited about that? Because I know for some fighters, that's like a bucket list thing to do, is to be able to fight in Las Vegas.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I think like especially if you're in the combat sports, then you know that the capital is Las Vegas. So to get to fight and to say that you managed to fight at a high enough level alone is good enough. But to say that you've fought in Las Vegas is another story, isn't it?
Yeah, no, it certainly is. And nice this time around, you get a full camp for this fight, which I know is really great. When did you find out about the matchup?
To be honest, it's been such a long camp. We were scheduled to fight actually the week before on the 17th. Then it got pushed back to the 24th. But yeah, originally I found out it was a good 12 weeks before the 17th. So I started preparing for it. I always stay fairly like active and all that anyway. But obviously due to lockdown, it really stopped me from being able to do that.
Right. And when did things sort of open up a little bit for you in terms of camp? Because I know, like you said, a lot of restrictions.
Yeah. So basically, part of the thing with me fighting, I said to Jason, my manager, that I need to get out to the States before the fight camp starts, because as I've mentioned before in other interviews, prior to the Phillips fight, I hadn't trained for 15 months.
Wow.
Due to COVID and not getting back to the States and just had a lot going on. So I went from training like a professional athlete over the last 6 years, being out in America. Even when I wasn't in camps, I was out in America and I was putting in 3-4 sessions a day daily. Always active, always ready, and that's why I could take a lot of short notice fights, and the weight cuts not really have an effect on me. But yeah, so for this fight now, it was like at first it was like, we need to wait for you to get your visa, and I was like, well, how long is that going to take? And they said 8 to 10 weeks, and I was like, well, I'm not going to sit back in England for that amount of time, because we're in like, our lockdowns are strict. And not only that, but where I live in a town, there's not really much going on, so there's a lot of not only having lockdown, but it's also there just isn't the right training for me at this level now. I need to be training with guys around my level continuously. So in my hometown, there isn't that. So with that, I said to Jason, look, I'll fly out to America on my ESTA, and UFC gave me a cover note. I got out there and I started training and getting my body used to doing 3 sessions a day again and getting that feeling, So I did that, and I got into some. Honestly, I'm in the best shape of my life. I've never been fitter. I've never been like. I've never smashed so many PBs like in a camp. So it's paid off, and I'm literally about 5-6 weeks of training. Then we started the training camp. For the last 8-9 weeks, I've been fully focused on one goal and one achievement that I will achieve on July 24th.
Let's talk about your opponent, Aaron Phillips. 12-4 record. What do you know about him? How do you feel like you match up against him here?
I'll destroy him. I'll literally destroy him. Like there's nothing that kid brings to my table where I have to sit there and really think, right, I'm worried about this kid. He talks a lot of shit too, so it just adds to the fire for me. Like,
okay.
So I'm just, like, he asked for the fight, he gobbed off about the fight, he ran his mouth, and now he's got to back it up. So, like, the way the kid spoke, as if he was like the Conor McGregor of today, do you know what I mean? It was just like, you talk so much shit and now you got to back it up. And the difference is, you kick a hornet's nest, you get stung, and he is going to get stung.
Who have you had a chance to work with? You mentioned training over in the States. Who have been some of your main training partners leading into this fight?
Vince Morales, Monkey Boy. There's you caught me off guard here now. Literally trying to think. There's basically everyone down the syndicate. I'm really stuck for names.
I was going to say, yeah, that's a pretty stacked gym. I mean, in terms of training partners, so it must be nice. And you got the luxury of the PI there as well. I'm sure you've had a chance to use that.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, like syndicate alone is it's got enough people, not just my weight, but above as well. So like, I'm a big bantamweight, and I can get stuck in with work weights, lightweights, featherweights, bantamweights, flyweights. So, and literally because it is in Vegas, you get a lot of fighters that pass through in that. And yeah, I've managed to I've got solid rounds in, and I've literally just feel like I've elevated so much. The biggest thing for me was understanding exactly what I do wrong, and I understand that fully now, and I've spent the last 4 months rectifying that during my sparring, and now those mistakes do not happen, those errors do not happen, and come 24th of July, you're going to see an absolute clinic of a performance from me.
Talked about being off and everything. How about the weight cut ahead of the fight? I'm sure that's going a lot smoother because again, you got the PI, you can take advantage of the meals and all that there, right?
Yep, I mean it's been great. Definitely, if you're a UFC fighter, then get down to the PI. It's been amazing. In terms of the weight cut, my weight is on point. Put it this way: for the Phillips fight, I weighed in at like 150 on the Tuesday when I arrived in Dubai. 2-3 days later to be 135, and again I was 22 pound overweight when I took the fight. Now I'm currently sitting at like 149, 148.
Nice.
So I'm already light. I've still got 2 weeks to go. So I'm expecting and aiming to be around 10 pound over come fight week, and that'll drop off and it'll be easy, and there will be no effect on my performance in regards to an unfortunate weight cut. So again, like you're gonna see I'm excited for the fans to finally see like the ruthless, savage fucking animal I am for 3 rounds if it goes that far, which I doubt very much it will.
I know you said you're going to destroy him on July 24th. How do you see yourself destroying him? How do you think the fight plays out?
I'm gonna break his jaw.
Okay.
Pretty much. I think like if he can take the punishment, then his face is gonna feel the effects. But the way I see him and the way his persona is, and I have watched one of his fights, the fight he had before he got in the UFC, and the guy walked straight onto a gentle 1-2 and hit the deck like a dirty habit. He just hit the deck, man. And I don't think he's ever been hit with the power that I possess in my hands. And not only that, I'm very crafty. My aim is to inflict as much damage as I can to my opponents. I think we're going to see him come out quite fast and hard, and then when he realizes that I'm still there, that's when he's going to get desperate and start shooting. And then it doesn't matter if I'm on my back or on top, like he'll be cut open. I want it to be an absolute bloodbath. I want it to be a war. I hope he can survive 3 rounds. Nothing better than getting a fight of the night and then knock him out at the end of it. That'd be marvelous. But yeah, I'm just so fixated like on myself and my performance, and just to let everyone know that I thoroughly deserve to be here. And that last fight, that let's just forget about it and move on. Like I'll catch up with Phillips down the line. And yeah, for now, Aaron Phillips is in my way. And July 24th, I will put him out. He will lose to me.
Before we go, downtime. I know you don't get much of it. You're training. The focus is on the fight. Are you watching any of the Euros, or what are you doing outside of just training for this fight?
Literally. So as I get closer to the fight, I don't do anything. I get very much. People don't hear from me. I don't really see friends or anything or anyone. I have been watching the Euros. I'm a big football fan. Obviously, being an Englishman, and now we're in the finals. But it's the first time I've watched a major competition like this and not been able to sit back and have a few beers with the boys and celebrate England's performance.
That must be tough not getting a drink, because I know you got the fight coming up. I'm sure you want to have a couple nice cold ones while you're watching the game, right? It's not the same. I mean, it's still fun to watch, but yeah, it's nice having a beer.
I mean, it's different this time. I get to sit back at home and just literally sit down,
drink kombucha or something instead, right?
Yeah, I just literally just have a cup of tea, but it's just it's all different. I mean, to be honest, like, it's good going out with the boys and obviously getting wild and drunk and stuff, but that was me many years ago. I honestly believe now I'm just coming to a different character of my life where that's not me anymore. Like, I'm more focused on about just, like, at the end of the day, I'm an athlete and I need to be this 24/7, and that's what I'm doing. And being around that environment's good, and it's good to let your hair down and that, but it's something that I don't really drink. Like, I don't drink at all, to be fair. Like, even when I'm at a camp, I'm not like a big drinker. I don't drink at home. There's not beers in my fridge. But if I go out for a couple of beers, I'm out all night. So,
yeah.
And I don't really like, again, I just feel like now each time, if I am to do that, then it's a big step back. Do you know what I mean? Like, I just like.
No, I do hear you. As I'm getting older, I can't drink like I used to. So
I just can't, honestly, I can't be asked for it. But it's been. I tell you what,
the trade-off. Yeah.
Yeah, I tell you what. From watching England, it's just been so inspirational, and I believe this Sunday England are going to win the Euros. We're going to beat Italy 2-0, and it's just so nice to see the country come together. And I think I was thinking about this the other day in the car. I think that as an Englishman, sitting back and thinking about, like, what could happen, and just seeing the way the tournament's gone, and we've gone from strength to strength and stronger, and we haven't lost a match and we're winning, and each time we do, the country comes together even more and more. And I've always said it for a long time now, is that positive energy creates wonders. And hopefully with England securing this win Sunday, it will just again bring the people together, and hopefully people will start to understand that if one person believes in themselves, that's all you need. But to achieve greatness, you need everyone to believe. So, and I believe, like, everyone really is backing England, and I believe we are going to win it. And I hope that also then, like, flows over to people like myself, who's representing England and Great Britain. Obviously, we're, like, fighting. I hope they all get behind, and the more support coming towards me, it's only going to excel at us athletes and start putting it out there to the world that if you support your countrymen as much as you can and be positive towards them, then they will go on to do great things, and which only means great things come back to the country. And I honestly believe that. So I think, like, we've got, obviously, you've got Wimbledon going on as well. You've got the Olympics, Tokyo Olympics going on. It's just a good time at the minute to be out there representing your country. And yeah, I'm sure July 24th I will do my country proud when I bring Aaron's head home.
Cam, thanks so much for doing this. Really appreciate it. We're looking forward to this card. It is UFC Fight Night coming up here July 24th. Anyone you want to thank? Any sponsors? Any social media you want to plug? I'll give you the last word.
Yeah, I just want to thank my management, Jason House at Obedience Sports, for everything they do for me. Honestly, top management. I want to thank all my sparring partners, all my team, and everyone, and my family back here. Just putting up with me as I get a bit grouchy near the end of the fight card with the old weight cut and that, and just just get out there and enjoy the fight. 2 weeks now. 2 weeks Saturday. I'm going to be putting on a show, so tune in. And again, and I also want to thank you for your time in interviewing me.